there was a question around like how do you build confidence as a founder and what are the ways that you can uh kind of like hack that confidence, fake it till you make it. And so I gave some tips last week, but I want to just reiterate some of these real quick. Um, so we talked about we talked about the personal uh board meetings, which I'll give the quick run through for that. I think most of us were there, but there's really two monthly exercises I've been doing that have really helped me with my confidence from a business perspective. And so I want to go through both of those things real quick. Um, this is something I do, and I made some examples this time so we can talk through it. This is something I do now once a month with myself, personal board meetings. On like the 26th of every month, I segment off 3 hours to go through this. And it's basically like if you are a company, what would you be telling yourself at the board meetings? You're the CEO of your own company, you're the CEO of yourself. This exercise was given to me by an advisor last year, and I've been doing it pretty much every month since then. And I can like confirm, at least for me, this has been one of the most helpful things in my life. So for example, like my 10-year goals from the most recent version of this is live near my parents and spend a lot of time with family, have an amazing wife and work on starting on a family, be fully stable and set up with income, location, house. Don't overly focus on the outcome goals, overly focus on the process and enjoy where the journey goes. So that's kind of generalized, but like each month when I go through this, I'm really thinking about this from first principle perspectives and trying to embody this. Um, and it changes on a month to month basis. You know, my 3 year goals, I'm making 1 million of recurring annual revenue. We have a nice family business set up. I'm doing hard money loans and running online micro SaaS business. I have a cool life in Florida, a house, a jacuzzi, a pool, like whatever. These are things that I have on my vision board, right? So you can get as detailed into these as possible or not. Um, when it comes to company values, this is something that I've really iterated on each month. But like my number one top priority for what I've discovered over the last 12 months, and it didn't start like this, is having freedom of time and autonomy. Um, and so that's something that I put in here and think about from the first principles perspective. How is that working into my life, our business model, my family life? Like how do I break up my time during the day? All of that, when I think about it, is trying to associate with one of these values. Family bonds, closer with my parents, my sister, my dad. So those are things that, you know, again, like when I do this once a month, it kind of triggers me to now force myself to think about family as a value. And then once I think about that, then I'll say, okay, maybe I'll schedule a dinner with my parents on every Monday this month, right? Or like maybe I'll call my sister right after this. Like there's just little things that I found are really important to do here that are helpful. And then this is where it's more practical. So I have very clear 90-day plan goals that are based around my net worth, based around sales, based around anything that I can associate a metric with. And so this is something I do every month, set up my 90-day plan. What are my top 5 goals that have specific metrics? And then I'm working towards this. So I'm really trying to treat myself like a startup. These are great exercises to do with your co-founder as well if you want to specifically do it for your startup. And then at the last thing here, is this is old. That's no longer the right answer, but the Ikigai, which is a Japanese concept where you're basically trying to figure out where does all of the things you're interested in and good at and enjoy doing intermingle and overmix. And that is the thing that ends up being in the middle. And so, you know, if I look at the first month I started doing this 12 months ago versus now, it's much more clear on my most recent one. Um, but like it kind of felt like it took 6 months to really whittle down what I was looking for in my life. I cannot recommend this exercise enough. Even if you're super happy, you know, this doesn't have to be a self help in a bad way. Like, this is just a great exercise to feel proud about yourself and get some confidence. And if everything's going right or if everything's going wrong, equally, I would turn to this to use it, because if it's all going right, you're going to document this stuff and say, wow, like I'm really hitting these goals on a month-to-month basis. And if they're going wrong, then you're still going to be able to look at this and be like, okay, I'm not getting energy and I'm not getting happiness from these certain areas in my life because they don't align with my values. And it'll kind of shift the way that you're thinking about this. So I'm going to share this in the group. It's a template if you want to use it. So you can just copy and paste this to your own version. And then literally I have a recurring event on the 26th in my calendar every month for 3 hours that says do your personal board meeting. And that it has a link to this. So it's really easy for me to just keep making my new one. This is another thing that I want to talk about. This is something that has been extremely helpful. All right. All right, so this has been extremely helpful for me. This was also given to me from an advisor, or told to do this from an advisor. I'm sure some of you do this maybe for yourself, for your net worth. But you should definitely be doing a version of this for your startup, if not your personal net worth. But every single month, uh, I come into this sheet and I fill out all of the places my money is across my different accounts. I calculate all of that and figure out what's my net worth. And this has been really helpful again for confidence, because even if it's not a huge net worth, the fact that you're being responsible enough and tracking this stuff a month on month is very useful, and it makes you realize, to kind of keep your eye on the prize of why you're trying to build a business for yourself and for your future family. So for example, and this is a template you all can use too, but like if you have and you'll say you have 3 bank accounts, which I do have one, like a business one, a personal one, yada yada yada. I'd literally go into my bank accounts once a month. I look at the number, I write it in here, I write it in here, and then I write it in here. These aren't the real numbers, but the way this works is that it then tells me my period over period growth. So from the last time I put in an entry into the system, how much did I grow my net worth? From since I began tracking my net worth, how much have I grown my net worth from day one? And then it gives me my total net worth of everything added up, how much I have, and then it also factors in a margin of safety, which is like, in case I lose it, I'm safe. Not only that, but it automatically calculates stocks versus crypto versus cash. So this is really important for me, is to know like what percentage am I in cash. For example, when we had this horrible downturn 2 Mondays ago, I was like jarring at the lips because I had a good percentage of my net worth in cash and I was waiting for a pullback like that. Now I still got scared and didn't do what I needed to do, but different story. But this stuff is really important. And then I try to kind of factor in a handicap on everything as well. So I have basically every dollar I account to my net worth, I discount it by about 30 to 40% and just take it off the table, because I'd rather underestimate than overestimate. So anyways, this is something that I've been doing that helps a lot with like getting in that mindset of confidence, getting in the mindset of clarity around what you're trying to do. And has been something very helpful. So I'll share the template in this group as well. And then the last thing to talk about where you can get extra confidence from. This one's silly. We talked about it last time, but I've been doing it for years and it's so silly it works. These are called Aqua Notes. And so I'll maybe take a picture of my shower one day, but these are notes that are waterproof with a waterproof pen. The amount of times that you have a great idea or something in your shower that you lose is countless. And so that was why I originally bought this, but I've basically turned this into a motivation system. So when I get in my shower in the mornings, I have my like little written note of what are the 3 goals I want to accomplish today. And then the next morning when I get in my shower, can't miss it because I'm going to shower every day. I have the follow up to write, what happened? Was it good or was it bad? I did that for many years where literally I was doing this on a near daily basis. It got to the point where I was wasting a lot of paper, obviously. And so now I've toned it back to like monthly goals and longer term goals. But I'm a huge believer in having small stuff like this that makes a big difference when you're kind of trying to like find clarity and like just not go crazy when you're building a company. Like it really is so hard to figure out, what's good and what's bad. It's so difficult. There's so much stress, like so many days you want to quit. I've been there, or like you think, oh, I'm going to work every day this week for 8 hours. And then by Tuesday you're napping, like I've done all that, right? Like it's just really hard to maintain. And so I've found these little types of things, that are scheduled on a monthly basis are extremely helpful for maintaining some sort of confidence and sanity when you're going through the entrepreneurship process. So I'll post these links into the chat right now, but I just wanted to say those are things that have like personally helped me a lot, especially that board meeting. And so I would hope everyone gives those a try. All right. I know we're a
Quick,
little bit. Oh, sorry. Go for it.
quick. Is it possible for you to post all these links later in school, like including your email and all that, just in case? Because I get distracted a little bit, and then I couldn't follow all of the links. And by the time I realized, oh, I missed that one that you mentioned.
Yep.
Yeah,
I
the
will.
Zoom's call already done.
I'll post tomorrow. I'll post May's recording, and so you don't have to wait till tomorrow if you want to message me questions about how you frame your business. But tomorrow I'll post a recording and I'll put these links in there as well. Um, and then also if you want to just grab it from the meeting chat, they're also available there. Let me just post this net worth tracker 1 minute. Okay. All right. So yeah, so those are things that have helped me a lot. There's like a bunch of other tips and things that, we can talk about if anyone has any questions now, but those are just systems that I use that help me, and I wanted to share them and see if anybody wanted to benefit as well.
Says I need access for the last one.
Yeah, it has my some of my real numbers in there. I'm just deleting them real quick. That the net worth thing is something that my dad really, pushed me to do for years, and I never did it. And then once I started doing it, I realized how it basically makes you think of yourself as a business. Um, and I think a lot of this exercises is about that. It's like thinking about your individual self as a business. And so when I had initially hired an employee to do some of the spatial collective stuff at the beginning, when I thought I needed somebody there, we were also doing this on a monthly basis with each other. And so these templates, maybe you're not measuring your personal net worth, but you should be going through your bank account information, like how much money you have in your bank account, how much income you have. Like these are really healthy things that if you're not already doing it on a monthly basis, are worth doing. All right, let me open this up. All right, it's anyone with the link, go for it. And please copy these to your own sheet. All right, any thoughts or finale questions here? Awesome. All right. Thank you, everybody. Message me with anything you need for framing towards the Meta application, and let's try to get people submitted in the next few weeks, because it sounds like Ignition is coming to an end sooner than later. All right.
Great.
Thank you.
Don,
Adios.
Thanks,
Bye bye.
Have an awesome day. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Feel better.
Of course. Thank you.